Welcome back to theCUBE, here at our studio in the New York Stock Exchange. This is our Mixture of Experts series with NYSE Wired, and today we're going to talk to Simon Chan, producer and founder of the AI Agent Conference. Welcome, Simon.
Hello, Gemma. Good to meet you.
So one thing we know about tech is that the tech ecosystem love a conference. I have spent many days in Vegas wondering what day of the week it was, what time it was. You know, I think we've all been there, right?
There's so many AI conferences nowadays.
So many. And I think for a while we thought maybe in-person conferences, I mean, certainly pandemic, post-pandemic, would they really make the comeback they originally had? But it seems to me they certainly have. Tell me a little bit about the AI Agent Conference, which we're, by the way, very excited to partner with you on in May of this coming year.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for having me here, and so excited to partner with New York Stock Exchange, Wired, and theCUBE for the AI Agents Conference. Yes, I see a lot of in-person events coming back after the pandemic. People want to come together. When I talk to the founders, I ask them, hey, what's your calendar like this year? Some of them tell me, oh, I'm going to 30 conferences, 40 conferences this year. But AI Agents Conference, the reason why we create yet another AI conference is, yes, I see events where they can bring the top technologists, AI founders coming to talk about what's possible, what's available, what will be the future of AI. But I think what the industry is missing right now is, okay, now enterprise companies, key industries, the executives are hearing about AI, agentic AI every day. But what does that mean? Like, how do they transform the business? How do they transform the enterprise operations with AI? So the key of AI Agents Conference is to bring these decision makers from key industries to meet directly with the creators of this latest AI technology.
You know, I think it's so important because the term agentic and AI have become very interchangeable, somewhat convoluted, if I can speak candidly for a second, in that there's a bit of a catch-all happening, right, around two spaces that are exceptionally complex in terms of what they can or cannot deliver for companies and customers. So what we hear all the time is, you know, a lot of companies come on to talk about the product and we ask them for use cases. Tell me about, you know, a way in which an agentic workflow has truly transformed your business, right? And, you know, it's challenging because like anything, you need customer testimonials, you need to match it with reality. So I think it's actually a great idea to connect these two dialogues to actually say, here's what's really worked for us on a product perspective and at a company perspective.
Yes, absolutely. We hear agentic AI, AI agents a lot these days. I think there are two ways to look into it. First of all, well, the tech industry, are really good at coming up with amazing terms.
Buzzwords,
yes, like data science, big data, machine learning, deep learning, now agentic AI, LLM, and all this, right? Well, but I think I'm particularly excited about this new wave of AI technologies, and I think something's new here. In the last decades, I saw, you know, I built a machine learning platform, got acquired by Salesforce, became the Einstein platform.
I mean, incredible.
It's a really fun journey, exciting company. What we're seeing in the industry was large enterprises, large companies, if they have big data sets, if they have the machine processing power, they can actually do a lot of predictions, they can do a lot of analysis. That's what we call the predictive AI, right? Predictive analytics. But if you look at the last 2 years, what's happening is there's some true AI breakthrough, the disruptions in the market, where AI is no longer just accessible by the big companies. Now you see people using LLM, you see people using chat GPT at home, right? Doing things like planning for a dinner, advising and things like that. What's happening here is AI is going through phases where it's accessible by enterprise, now it become consumerized, but suddenly enterprise is looking into it. Okay, what's happening? What is going on? Where's all this productivity coming from? And I think agentic AI, I don't know if it will be called agentic AI next month or next week, right? But the transformational point is now in the last century, in the last 20 years, software mainly was the system of records. It's the workflows that users can interact through a browser, right? You do your work through a browser, you create workflows. That's wonderful. Agentic AI, agentic system is the system that we believe can make decisions by itself, take actions by itself, and interact with your human teams. And this is super, super exciting and transformational for every industry.
So it's an additional muscle with huge amounts of capability that you can integrate across many of your workflows and tasks at all levels. From a thematic perspective, we talk a lot about agentic workflows, right? And there's all sorts of ways in which that is also impacting industry and investment. We think about the cyber risk, for example, the automation that can bring, what it means for SaaS broadly. We see a lot more SaaS vendors coming into the space, but are they in a way cutting work from other SaaS vendors? What are you kind of seeing? Like when you think about the teams and the companies that your investment firm invest in, what are the kind of key spaces you're kind of really honing in on?
Every company can utilize agentic AI, and companies that can operationalize agentic AI into the workflows will have a structural advantage in the coming years. They will be able to get lower cost, they will be able to get higher throughput, they will be able to make better decisions. So I think the question is not really about which company or which industry will be able to apply AI, is how. Now, start seeing companies saying, oh, this is our human workforce. How can we create the AI agent workforce to team up together? So this is the new type of hybrid work companies are talking about. We're not talking about like in-person or remote hybrid work. We're talking about very intelligent humans and very productive AI working together.
They say that some of the most successful companies don't necessarily have customers, they have hostages, right? And we have certainly seen the evolution of tech whereby large incumbent players have really dominated the market for a number of reasons. For annuity licensing, because true up in terms of, deciding to double down on stack investment is sometimes more commercially savvy than it is to go to a new player. Like we see all of these different kind of market fundamentals play out, right? In your space, when you're looking at your investment portfolio and you're thinking about new players into these markets and into these customer segments, how open and, available do you think the market is for new thinking and disruptors versus like 10 years ago?
Trust, interestingly, become the key points of this AI revolution. I think in the past, a lot of startups founders thinking, okay, if I can move fast, if I can break things, move fast, create the latest technology, now I get the first mover advantage. Agentic AI, the AI in general, is different. I'm running a VC fund called First Hand VC. I intentionally invest in experienced executives and founders who are building new companies. I think the way that companies take care of not just the technology, but the governance models, the guardrail, how do you integrate the technology into the enterprise companies will be very crucial. Because AI is not just creating a new business service or business functions, right? Agentic AI is trying to get into your existing workflows. Sometimes maybe even just transform your workflows. It work with your human employees, your team members, and the trust is very, very important this time.
Share more about the profile of those founders. Are they second, third, fourth time founders? You say experienced people who have seasoned days in industry. What are you looking for? And again, are these people you've known in your network a long time? Is this quite parochial in practice?
Yes. experience is an oversimplified term.
Okay.
I'm actually very excited about founders with unique domain understanding. Like if you come from the security background, if you have been working with large companies in the security space, and then you see, hey, if we apply latest technology into this space, we can create something very, very different. Then these are the founders I'm looking for. So not necessarily second time, third time founders, but if they're first time founders, but they have very unique insights into the domain, like in commerce, in software, in workflows, in productivity, those are the founders I'm really, really interested in talking to.
And I guess with that domain experience comes the opportunity to solve niche lived problems, right? They have many of them have probably lived the problems that they're now solving for.
Yes.
So the AI Agent Conference in May, give me a sense of what we can expect, what sorts of conversations we can look forward to hearing, even anyone in particular who might take the stage.
Yes. AI Agents Conference is the first ever event 100% dedicated to agentic AI.
Okay, wow.
We built this for enterprises who are looking to apply AI into productions. A lot of companies looking at agentic AI in the last several months, and I think they're ready to move from pilots into productions. And when we talk to these enterprise executives, they're thinking a few things, right? They're thinking, okay, how can we build agentic AI? How can we buy agentic AI products or services? That's why the conference, we divided into 3 core themes. The first one is agentic engineering. We bring in the creators of these AI technologies, the founders of these technologies, to come and talk about what is possible and how companies can apply these technologies into the development workflow. We also have a theme called Agentic Enterprise, which is a place where CFO, CMO, head of sales can learn, okay, in this horizontal enterprise functions, sales, customer service, marketing, finance, legals, and all this, what we can do. Like how should they plan, how should they think about the workforce, and how should they think about the interaction between AI and the company. The third one I think is super interesting. It's called Agentic Industries. And this is why this conference has to happen in New York City.
Oh.
New York is the hub for global businesses, for the key industries like financial services, healthcare, commerce, logistics, and all this. So beyond the horizontal business functions, companies are looking at the use cases for their specific industries, like healthcare, clinical workflows. How can we apply agentic AI into these processes? So we also have the track for a specific industry. So we're bringing in the real decision makers and also the pioneers, executives who have been trying different playbooks to apply AI into the fields. And they're very generous, they're coming to share the playbook. Frankly, I don't think many people have a complete proven playbook at this time, but this is where the conversation should happen.
So 2 days in New York City in May, you are connecting great builders with buyers to talk about all of the wonderful ways in which agentic AI can transform businesses for the better.
Exactly. It will be May 4th and 5th right here in New York City.
And we'll be there.
Thank you.
And just to say too, Simon, in terms of the growth of this conference, I know you mentioned when we chatted off camera, last year it was 500 people. This year it'll be 2,000 people, am I right?
It will be 4 to 5 times bigger. We're seeing really, really big demand from the engineers, the builders, the executives, the founders, investors, all trying to learn about enterprise agentic AI. So this will be very, very interesting year.
Well, let's hope the sun shines in May in New York. Look forward to seeing you then.
Looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you.
I'm Gemma Allen, coming to you from theCUBE studio here at the New York Stock Exchange. This is our Mixture of Experts program with NYSE Wired. Thanks so much for listening.